of weeks ago, which you and I called, Matt. We were pretty impressed with them. And even though they got beaten by 40 points, they weren't 40. The scoreboard sort of flattered, I thought, Murray last week. This mob had some really good football and a bit more conversion up forward, and had some exciting players, which we're looking forward to seeing again today.
Yeah, they certainly did. There was a couple of windows in the third and fourth quarters where they just switched off and allowed Murray to get on top. But apart from that, they've got, as you said, some good players right across the ground, and certainly plenty of potential today. And speaking of potential, we've got a couple of players that we're looking out for today, and the person that is in control of that after my poor performance last week up at Queen Elizabeth Oval. It is a pleasure to welcome Siobhan back to the commentary box. How are you, Siobhan?
Thanks, Matt. Good. Looking forward to this game, seeing what the two country teams can produce. Like you guys said before, Bendigo might have only won one game, but they were really impressive last week against the Bushies. And Gippsland have won 6 games for the season. They've been impressive as well, so it should be a very good clash. I have 2 players that I'm going to be looking at today. For the Bendigo Pioneers, I'll be looking at Jacob Atley, the brother of Sean from North Melbourne and Joe at Port Adelaide. He's had a really impressive season for the Pioneers, and last week against the Bushies, playing predominantly forward, accumulated 25 disposals, 5 marks, 4 inside 50s and 2 rebounds. And for the Gippsland Power, I'll be looking at midfielder Austin Hodge. The overager has put together a really consistent year, and last week against the Cannons kicked 2 goals to go along with 24 disposals, 5 marks and 4 tackles.
And of course today is part of Futures round in the TAC Cup. Yes. I believe there is 11 that you need to have selected in your side that is either a bottom ager or a 16-year-old. Yep. So of course we know that there's the representative duties currently going on with Vic Metro and Vic Country, so perfect opportunity to have a look at the next wave of talent coming through into the TAC Cup, which means that anything can happen. And given that some of the scores from around the grounds already today, anything has happened. It was quite a big result, or a big sort of an upset that went on earlier today.
So the Sandringham Dragons defeated the Oakley Chargers 8-13-61 to 8-10-58, which is a bit of a shock result considering how well the Oakley Chargers have been going this year. Also around the grounds, the Calder Cannons defeated the Eastern Rangers 11-8-74 to 8-7-55. And in the other game that just concluded a little while ago, the Western Jets defeated the Northern Knights 10-13-73 to 6-8-44.
That's not a good start to the day.
You're a bit flat now, aren't you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm not overly happy about that, but anyway, it's okay.
There's certainly been mixed results this season.
Close games, though, all those scores, there's only a couple of kicks in it, so hopefully we're in for something similar here at Windy Hill today. We might take a break as Gippsland Power run out. We'll be back for round 10 of the TAC Cup here at Windy Hill. It's the Gippsland Power up against the Bendigo Pioneers.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football, and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to aflddraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Welcome back to Windy Hill. There's a couple of hand signals going on here in the commentary box.
There's not many in the crowd, but the ones that, one or two that are in the crowd are causing the commentators a great deal of grief. Always one in the crowd. Alrighty.
Not bad weather conditions here at the moment. I think it's forecast this afternoon to have a little bit of a passing shower. But beyond that, the ground looks in fairly good nick, given the rain that we had last weekend. A couple of the country grounds were under a bit of water last week, but this one looks in pretty good nick. And the centre square too, where the cricket wicket usually is, doesn't look too spongy either from our vantage point.
And historically, any ground with a cricket wicket usually gives those issues in the middle, and we've been to two grounds in the last 2 weeks. With Bendigo, it was absolutely perfect. But that you can see where there's, half a dozen cricket pitches in there. And that's in excellent nick. Very, very good. So we'll see where we're looking. Have we got a view here or what? Have we got a view?
Magnificent.
You'll pick that up on the pitches. You've got the CBD to our left. We've got Moonee Ponds just to there, the Westgate Bridge. And looking to where the weather comes from, I think the clouds are high enough that we're going to be okay. I think we might, what Jane told us. Not sure the video people quite agree with us, but I'm happy to have a little wager on the side. I think we'll escape the rain. And some players that we saw last week, Matt, we mentioned the Perez brothers, Oscar and Flynn. Oscar in particular, he was just, he got in my votes. He was just in pepper and salt. He was in everything, wasn't he?
He was. He was off half back. He was on the wing. It stayed us through the midfield. He set up a couple of forward entries as well. You've got the stats there, Siobhan, of what he racked up last week, and they're just impressive.
2 goals and 21 disposals. He really was a shining light.
And his brother was fairly good too, looking, I'm going to steal your stats here, 20 disposals and 6 marks for Oscar. So both brothers...
We've just had a shot of the current weather map from BOM, and I think we're all clear for the afternoon, which makes for a great game of footy amongst these two teams. A couple of other players that I'm not sure if Noah Wheeler is in the final 18, but he featured amongst our votes, and we interviewed number 20 James Shiska, who I can see out there now, Matt. So he was just being rested last week, so hopefully James can give us a good run. And for the...
Just before you move to Gippsland, there's a familiar name, number 14 for the Bendigo Pioneers.
Oh, hello.
Thompson Dow. I'm assuming that's a relation to Paddy Dow.
I would suggest that it would be.
So.
And good name, Thompson Dow. Man with 2 surnames. We'll keep an eye on him. For the Gippsland Power, Siobhan is keeping an eye on Austin Hodge, who's a good size, 190 and 83 kilos.
Riley Baldy last week had 29 disposals, was really impressive. So look for Austin Hodge and Riley Baldy in the midfield to combine for quite a few possessions today.
Perfect. And I think I can see Irving Mosquito, the man with, if he makes it to the top, his name is going to carry him just as far as his talent. He's a talented young player, Irving. Very clever.
He is.
So the toss has been won, and we'll just wait and see which way they're kicking. I just missed the end part of the toss. Selections from the team, Siobhan.
I'll go the Gippsland Power. Even though the Pioneers were really competitive last week, I think the Power will be a bit too strong.
I'm going to go the Gippsland Power as well, but I reckon this is going to be a very close contested contest considering some of the outs for the Gippsland Power.
I'm in Matt's camp. I'm going Gippsland, but maybe 20 to 25 points. I think Bendigo will be in it for a fair way. Because from what we saw last week, they did a lot of things right. They just couldn't. They just lacked a sort of a bit of a key forward. If they'd have had Jordan Butts that Murray had, would have been a completely different game.
Would have straightened them up, and even the composure that they got as the game went on too, especially coming out of defensive 50, certainly very good. As we're almost in position here at Windy Hill for round 10 of the TAC Cup. It's the Gippsland Power up against the Bendigo Pioneers, two of the country clubs of the competition. And to get us underway for the first turn is Phil Crooks.
Umpire holds the red share in aloft, decides to toss it up. Up they go, no clear tap. Bendigo through Wheeler, handballs back to go forward. They've got a chance here. They go and they find a target. This is Flynn Perez. Perez kicks inside 50 and it's cut off. This is marked by Tyrone Hayes, half-back flank in front of the Reynolds stand here at Windy Hill. He goes along to the centre. The big men fly. Oh, mark might have been taken, not paid. Beck, quick hands. Gippsland, luck's a fortune. Ball on the deck. Soccering it forward inside 50. Bendigo trying to kill the ball. Eventually they get it out to Perez. He's got a scrubbing kick. This will be taken by Henkel. Loose handball. They get it back to Hayes. He ducks and weaves. He looked for Mosquito. The handball didn't hit the target. Bendigo. Now Hayes again. Clears it. Patterson. Long searching kick inside 50. Over the back. Well judged. He just judged the flight of the ball. We'll just get him around. That is Jack Hume, who has marked this 25 metres out, more or less directly in front, and he just judged it too well, Siobhan.
Beautiful kick from Bailey Patterson up to the leading man in the forward 50. Hotly contested early, but beautiful handball out of the stoppage too.
Hume comes in, kicks. Umpire doesn't move. First on the board, the NG scoreboard. And that shows Gippsland 1 goal straight 6. And I'm going to need a microscope or a telescope to see those scores over there, Matt. That is the second smallest scoreboard I've ever seen in my life. Only followed by the smallest Technica time clock. That is 2 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
See, that's why, Crooksy, I've got the iPad in front of me so I can see everything. It is a very small scoreboard, but good start for the Gippsland Power. Back underway in the middle. Fairly neutral. Big high tackle laid on there on Mosquito. So he gets a free kick in the centre of Windy Hill. Called to play on. Had to dish the handball off quickly. Another entry inside attacking 50 for the Gippsland Power. Ball straight to the deck. Perez coming through for Bendigo. Couple of handballs away. They've navigated themselves out of defensive 50 well. High ball towards the half forward flank. Vaz was unable to take the mark that time around. Fighting in for it is Dow for the Pioneers. Beck scooping it out.
Tackle.
Great tackle there applied by Dow. for the Bendigo Pioneers. He's been able to wrap things up on the centre wing broadcast side. Good pressure and intent early once again from Bendigo. A similar start to how they did last Sunday up at Queen Elizabeth Oval. High ball towards the half-forward flank on the broadcast side. Their defence, Williams off half-back. Tried to navigate his way around, got caught high. And we'll get a free kick on the half-back flank broadcast side for the Pioneers. He's kicked straight into the man on the mark. Opportunity for Baldy, who's kicked the goal. That's Trent Baldy. And the Power moved to 2 straight 12. Pioneers yet to score. 3.5 minutes into the first term, and that's all on the NG scoreboard and Technica time clock. Great recovery there from the Gippsland Power. Good pressure.
Definitely, and just a little bit of lack of composure from the Pioneers player there. Probably should have steadied, played on too quickly, and great smother from the Power player.
We're back in the middle. In the ruck for Bendigo is Max Johnson. Ball still in dispute. Wheeler caught, dumped in the mud, whatever mud there is. And the ball will be thrown up again. We're still in the centre circle. Bit of manhandling in the ruck there. No free kick. Eventually comes out for Gippsland to Motton. He kicks to half forward. Hits up a target in Hourigan. Hourigan directs traffic. Kicks into the man on the mark. They can turn this around straight away. Perez goes long. Can't find a man. Got a couple there at the foot of the ball, the foot of the pack. Tackled. Strong tackle too. Ball shoveled out. Wheeler, good hands. Gets it across. Dow. Can't take it. Close to the boundary line. Kept in play. Kicked in. Comes over the back. Wrapped in a tackle again. Bendigo got the numbers. Now they got the footy. It's a scrubby old kick. Luck's a fortune. Perez tries to do the give and get. They've still got it, Bendigo. They force the ball forward. Handball smothered. Now Gippsland, again, scrappy passage of play. Eventually they get it out. Wheeler weaves a passage. Perez on the left boot. Mark dropped. Double tackle. They've still got it. He's dispossessed this time. And Gippsland will take the resultant free kick. They're going to switch play to the grandstand side. Didn't hit the target, but Baldy has got enough on it. Looks for Beck. Yorks him. Still got time to get it. Tackled. Gets the handball back to Baldy. Baldy on the right foot. Goes to centre wing. Mark went straight through the hands. Johnson's got it. Little handball out to Williams. He was good last week. Williams puts it to half forward. And this is Flynn Perez. Perez sets sail inside 50. They need a mark. The big men fly. Hayes been silky early. Looking for Beck. Oh, free kick against Wheeler. Beck just lets him know it. Didn't appreciate it. Beck's going to take the resultant free kick on half-back. Puts in the little shorty. Finds Baldy. Plays on straight away. Kicks to half forward. They're looking for someone. Comes off hands. Punched over the boundary line out of bounds. 6.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock. 12 plays 0.
Riley Baldy had 29 last week and he's on track for even more possessions this week. He's been dominant early for the Gippsland Power.
The boundary throw in between centre wing and half forward for Gippsland. They're 2 straight 12 on the NG scoreboard. Pioneers yet to score. Ruckman missed it. The handball comes the way of Vic. Dished it off to his supporting teammate there in Rowles, who gets it to forward of the centre wing, and Vaz takes the mark. Wants to go to centre half forwards and it's got a target. Mark taken out there by Oscar Perez. Wheeled on the right. Long ball, top of the goal square. Came off hands and through for their first score, which is a minor one. Trailing by 11 points here on the NG scoreboard. Gippsland very quickly bring the ball back into play. Under a bit of pressure is Sparks. Has support. Handball will be received by Beck,
well done.
but taken over the boundary line by Tillig. And we'll get a boundary throw in. Good pressure there to stop it from going outside attacking 50 there from the Pioneers. It's thrown back into play. Smacked forward by Keating, not to their advantage though, the Pioneers. High ball to the centre wing, almost a mark not completed by Johnson. It's an infringement. And a trip to go the way of the Gippsland Power, and to take it will be Trent Baldy.
Baldy, bang on centre wing, Windy Hill, northern side or Brewster Street side of the ground. Ball drops, they've got a chance, front and square. That's a quick kick at goal, just the wrong side of the post by Zach Skinner, brother of Sam Skinner, who's playing football today, coming back from his third knee reconstruction up there in Brisbane. And we interviewed Sam a number of years ago. Great family. His mum Angela she'd probably be here, but if she's not here, she'll be tuning in or watching down in the Gippsland area. Bendigo take it. Oh! Executive maintenance mark of the day. If you don't mind, 2 in a row. And that was taken by Braden Vaz. What a ripper.
It was William Wallace last week for the Pioneers. They got a lot of high flyers.
Braden Vaz, executive maintenance, mark of the day, clubhouse leader, and if it gets beaten today, I'm glad I'll be here to witness it. What a beauty.
Wonderful mark.
Gippsland on half back. They work it through Young, wide, close to the boundary line. Has he kept it in? I don't think he has. No, he's out in the full. Vaz is looking for Wheeler. Oh, Hayes went to see if he could go one better with the mark. Doesn't take it, but butters up beautifully. Quick kick off the boot. Out to the boundary line. Over the boundary line, out of bounds. 10 minutes in to the first quarter here on the TAC Cup Radio match of the day. It is Gippsland 12. It is Bendigo 1.
It's on the NG scoreboard. And the Technica time clock reads about 10 minutes into the opening term as the tap went the way of the Power. It's being bobbled around on that outer wing. He should get another stoppage. Pioneers have been able to extract it. That was good work there by Vic. High ball towards the top of the 50. Underneath it was Vaz. Unable to claim it this time, and the ball's over the boundary line and out of play, just inside attacking 50 for the Bendigo Pioneers. The umpire just waits for the ruckman to nominate. They settle. Johnson wins the tap to the deck. Hurried handball was deemed a scoop, and a free kick will go the way of the Gippsland Power. They're on half back. In the hands here of Gown, goes wide with the kick, not the distance. Handball will come back to Gown under a lot of pressure. Spins his way out of trouble. Gown will rack up another possession here. This time he kicks it towards the centre wing. Ball off hands. Out the back of the pack there is Skinner. Close to the boundary line. It beats all comers and will get a boundary throw in. Bit stagnant to start the game here at Windy Hill, Siobhan. It's stop-start footy at the moment.
Both sides are putting on a lot of pressure.
As it's thrown in. Tap came to the front there, and Vic tried to get a hurried handball. Oh, Gippsland have got players out here if they can get it across. One of them is Patterson. Does it sit favourably for him? He does. Goes inside attacking 50. It's a kick that was just a little too wide for Hume. And the ball's over the boundary line and out of play. But they had 3 players then streaming down this broadcast side, Gippsland.
The kick really let Bailey Patterson down, but it was a great gather and go.
Ball to be thrown in. We're 20 metres around from Gippy's goal. Caught in a tackle, dispossessed. Gee, he was a bit fortunate not to get pinged holding the ball there. It's a dirty big up and under. Beck gets underneath it, can't take it. Bendigo have got the runners, they got the numbers. Oh, beautiful smother. It was Jeremy Rhodey running off half back, and the smother coming for Gippsland. Ball to be thrown in. We're on true half forward, right in front of the Croquet Club here, and the practice wickets for the Essendon Cricket Club. Ball thrown in. Neither ruckman gets a hand to it. Quick kick by Rhodey. Looking for Vaz. Thrown in, says the umpire. I thought he was just going to warn the Gippsland boy there. No need to tackle him if he didn't, as he went over the boundary line. Right in front of the commentary position, you get a beautiful view of this from the camera, being beautifully worked by Sally this afternoon, bringing you all the pictures. Mosquito gets a quick handball out. Ball bounce, taken. Williams, quick hands, finds Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald goes wide looking for Flynn Perez. Can't take it. Good defence by Gippsland. Ball on the carpet. Pack develops. It's caught under 2 or 3 of them, and the umpire will come in and ball it up.
The game is certainly hotly contested.
It is. Up she goes. Tap down. Gippsland tackle, slung off the ball. Rhodey goes backwards. Too much heat on the handball, but they've got it again. They kick inboard. Mosquito. Handball sideways. Gets the old give and get. They go out wide. Mark taken here by Bent Velzen. He goes in short. He's got Beck. Bailey Beck. Kicks out wide to half forward. Now we've got Henkel. He drives to the top of the square. Bendigo appear to have the numbers. Have they got the footy? They've got it. Dispossessed in a tackle and holding the ball. They almost preyed on them then, didn't they? They were sort of caught out of position, the Gippsland forwards.
It was beautiful ball movement too, starting in the back line with a beautiful intercept mark by Irving Mosquito. The ball movement was quick and Bendigo were just a little bit slow to react.
Felt they had a few too many jump at that contest too. The Pioneers.
3 up, none down. Brock Smith, 45-degree angle. He'll kick from 11 metres out. Makes the umpire work, but it's still through the middle. That's their 3rd on the NG scoreboard. They're 3 goals straight, 18 to Bendigo, 1 behind. The Technica time clock just ticking over 15 minutes.
It's that last kick inside 50 that's really letting down the Bendigo Pioneers. When they go inside 50, it seems that the Gippsland Power are able to take intercept marks, and the Power are really taking advantage of their inside 50s a lot more than the Pioneers.
Again, just missing that last link in the piece of the puzzle to straighten them up as they go inside 50. Keating being moved into the ruck for the Pioneers, brought the ball to ground. Numbers with the Gippsland Power. Hot handball over the top on half back is Patterson. They've retreated a long way back here, Gippsland, but they've done okay. Kick out to Bent Velzen. Inside defensive 50. He's going to switch it back across the face of goal. And the mark taken on the outer side by Van der Pleit. He chips it short. Just maintaining possession of the footy across half back. Hayes spots up a target in the circle. Motton goes towards the wing. 2-on-1 in favour of Bendigo. They've almost come up with the footy. Fitzgerald under pressure's wrapped up. Corner of the centre square outer side. The umpire calls play on. Pioneers, again, that endeavour is strong this week. Rhodey under pressure. Handball out, looking for Wheeler. Couldn't maintain possession of it. Power come in over the top to hold things up. The umpire says, we're going nowhere, I will ball it up. They've got that intent there, though. Bendigo, they're just striving to get the footy. Just a couple of occasions, hasn't come up for them. Oh, stolen there by Mosquito. Goes inside, attacking 50. Baldy couldn't take the mark. Pioneers have numbers under pressure. They hurried handball. Fitzgerald, scrubber kick. And they'll try and straighten up. Wheeler gets it on the half volley. Was under pressure there from Pepper, who just laid a tackle a little too high. And a free kick will go the way of the Bendigo Pioneers. Wheeler, high ball towards the centre wing. Punched away from Perez, straight into the hands of his brother. Kick was partially smothered. Power with numbers. Oh, there's a bit going on off the ball as well. Chip kick short. Hits up Skinner. Centre wing outer side. Goes inside attacking 50 with the kick. Straight down the throat of Shiska.
Williams Last line of defence. Works around his man. Long searching kick out to half-back centre wing. Close to the boundary line. And they're happy to see it over. Ball to be thrown in. We're between wing and half forward on the grandstand or northern side of the Windy Hill, for those that know it. Wouldn't be too many TAC Cup games played here, I don't think.
No.
None in my living memory anyway. It's only 10 years, but I can't remember. Maybe the Jets or the Cannons might have played here in days gone by. Wheeler for Bendigo. Kicks to half forward. The big men fly. Vaz can't take this one. Caught in a tackle. Dodgy handball. Given the tick of approval. Gets it over to Hayes. He's been good in the first quarter.
Oh.
Takes a bounce. Takes a second bounce. Kicks it laterally. They've got Patterson on the tear. Needs a kind bounce. Got a ripper. Patterson searching, searing pass inside 50. Can't take the mark on the chest. Comes off. Bendigo. Need to clear. Gippsland got the ball. Trying to work their way through it. Dispossessed, holding the ball. Again, as you mentioned earlier, Matt, the endeavour by Bendigo, great. It's the execution. Ball. They're looking for Kemp. Henkel comes in. Now Kemp, quick hands, Wheeler, just handballs to himself really, and he gets it, good work, the lefty. He gets it across to Flynn Perez. Perez kicks it to the top of the square. Oh, almost a mark to Johnson. Just drops it on the way down. Gippsland, big kick in, but it's William Wallace. He's going to send it back from whence it came. Looking for Vaz, tries to get front position. Wheeler, he'll get round onto the left boot. Picks out a man and they've got a mark inside 50. And the mark is taken by Thompson Dow.
Beautiful. They were peppering away the Bendigo Pioneers, so it's great to see them taking a mark inside 50. It seems they are lacking that tall forward that can take a mark, but that kick inside 50 was much better.
They certainly were looking to spot up someone. 20 minutes into this first quarter, Thompson Dow spins the ball in his hands, kicks from 48. Plenty of length on the kick, just not enough accuracy. Through for a behind. That's their second behind on the NG scoreboard. They read 2 behinds, 2 points to 3-1-19 Gippsland. 20 and a half minutes in on the Technica time clock as Gippsland bring the ball back in. Mark not taken. Caught in a one-arm tackle there. Hayes tries to get it, almost drags it in underneath him. Bendigo, Wheeler, good by hand. There's a little dinky kick, and it's a great dinky kick. He finds his teammate in Kobe Brown. Who kicked that? Did you see, Matt or Siobhan?
No, I didn't.
I think it was... we haven't got 33 on our list, so I can't tell you who that is. I think we had the same trouble last week.
I think, yeah, 33... I think was the player.
Was the player. All right, we have Kobe Brown. He's on.
Jack McHale is the player.
Jack McHale, yeah, we had. He did play last week too. He comes in. Brown kicks. Oh, just to the right. Another behind. Just that execution. 3 behinds to Bendigo on the NG scoreboard. 3-1-19 to Gippsland. 21 and a half minutes in.
Having a couple of opportunities. Just again, unable to convert here, Bendigo. Young takes it back pocket. Broadcast side for Gippsland. Winds up, long kick to a contest. Oh, great mark. Guess who? William Wallace. Took a screamer last week up at Queen Elizabeth Oval. Sends a long ball inside attacking 50. Off hands. Power have numbers, but they all just stood still. Quick handball back by McHale. Close to the boundary line, and it's seen over and out of play. They all just were waiting then, Gippsland, and Bendigo just ran in.
Yeah, the Pioneers have dominated possession and inside 50s in the last 5 minutes, so they need to capitalise.
Ball tossed back into play. Power, try and feed it out. Oh, wide one there for Young. It's back over the boundary line and out of play. 22 and a half minutes into the first term on the Technica time clock. It's 3-1-19, the Gippsland Power, 3 behinds. Bendigo. And it's thrown in. Ruckman go to ground. Patterson trying to burst his way through. Soccer skills there from Patterson. High ball, trying to stake his claim for the Socceroos. As it goes to Williams on half back. Gives the quick handball off. It's hurried handballs at the moment. Tillig over the top. Wallace close to the boundary line. Keeps the ball in play. Good work here from Bendigo. They're still under pressure. Vic hurried handballs. Turned it over. Young gives the handball inboard to Hayes, who's taken high. And he'll get a free kick. Defensive side of the broadcast wing.
The game certainly lifted in pressure.
Hayes on half back. Kicks to just inside the centre square. Beats all comers. There was a bit of a nudge in the back. Good call by the umpire. No advantage. And the ball will come back to Dan Keating.
Minute and a half or just under that left on the clock. Bendigo really just need a goal to get a spring in their step going into quarter time. A lot of hard work, not a lot of reward at the moment.
Dangerous kick. Hayes just kicks it long. Keating underneath it, takes it on the May West. Rocker Gibraltar kicks out wide. And Gippsland through Harrison Pepper has just seen that over the boundary line, out of bounds. We less than a minute to go till the first break here on TAC Cup Radio. 19 plays 3. Gippsland holds sway. Tap down. Pepper held. Caught underneath it. Rides him like a bucking bronco. Got to be careful how you say that when you're on the radio too, let me tell you. Very measured by myself. Right. Johnson gets it down. Gippsland still working close. Got an opportunity, kicks it up another. That's going to fade out over the boundary line and out of bounds on the full. Bailey Beck, he might as well have a ping at this. He's going to kick it from 60 metres. Paul Vanderhaar would have kicked this with his eyes shut. He's had a crack. Oh, he's had a good crack too. Gee, he's not too far short. Bailey, well done. Quarter time, 3 goals, 1 19 to 3 behinds. Would you like me to do the goal kickers, Matt?
You can do.
See, we're playing reverse roles today. No goal kickers yet for Bendigo. For Gippsland, 1 apiece to Brock Smith, Trent Baldy and Jack Hume.
Good work, Brooksy. Any special insights there from the player watchers? We're keeping a close eye on Austin Hodge and Jacob Atley.
Both my players that I've chosen today have been very quiet, so looking for them to have a better second quarter, but both of them haven't been involved in much of the play, which has been surprising considering both were certainly racking up the possessions last week.
Take a break here on TAC Cup Radio and the live video stream on taccup.com.au. 3-1-19, the Gippsland Power. They lead the Bendigo and Pioneers 3 behinds.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football, and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Windy Hill is the Gippsland Power 3-1-19 leading the Bendigo Pioneers, just the three behinds. We've just been trying to clarify whether a couple of the players on our player watch are actually out on the park, and we haven't been able to spot up Austin Hodge for the Gippsland Power. There he is. He is the player that was on his back, just getting to his feet now in the contest. So a bit of an injury concern for...
Looks like a hamstring concern for Austin Hodge.
Austin Hodge, and we haven't been able to spot Jacob Atley yet either for the Bendigo Pioneers. What did we think of the first quarter of football, Siobhan?
For me, one of the standout players for the Gippsland Power was Irving Mosquito, and just his ability to run and carry the footy and break lines. He was really, really impressive. And for the Bendigo Pioneers, their endeavour has just been brilliant. But it's that last kick inside 50 that's really letting them down. And of course, they've kicked 3 points. If that was 3 goals, they'd be right in this match, much closer than they are now. Gippsland have been able to capitalise on their inside 50s and opportunities, and I feel like they've probably been a bit better in the contest, in the midfield battle, but you can't fault Bendigo's effort.
It's a bit of a mirror image from the two games that we've seen in recent weeks for these two sides. Gippsland Power making the most when they have their opportunity going forward, and the Bendigo Pioneers just unable to execute in the high-pressured moments and then get a target, as Siobhan was saying, inside attacking 50.
And you can see Bendigo is synonymous for supplying some really good footballers to the AFL. Really good, tough, hard, you know, your Ollie Wines types, your Joel Selwoods, your Jake Stringer, who's a Bendigo boy. They're really good footballers. It's just that little bit of execution, and I reckon Gippsland have kicked 3 goals. Each one's come from an error in defence.
Yes.
Not so much Gippsland's. I mean, they've got the ball down there, but not their great play. It's more, as soon as there's a mistake or an errant handball or something goes wrong, or they're in the wrong position, three guys fly for the ball, they stay down. They're capitalising on that. So there's not a big difference between winning and losing, and it's only 16 points. So if they can just get that part right, and I didn't really notice they've tied the windsock down. There's no windsock for Windy Hill, so I'm not sure. There's not too much breeze, but if there's any, it will be going down that end.
Doesn't look
down the school end.
Looking at the trees around, they don't seem to be moving a great deal. Hodge going up forward for Gippsland Power, so good signs that he is back out on the park.
He played midfield last week, so I'm assuming he may have a slight niggle. That's why he's going to full forward, but definitely he'll be a good target for the Gippsland Power to kick to.
Got a lot of work done on his upper back during that break, did Austin Hodge, and we're still yet to spot up Jacob Atley, if we can see. He is there, so there we go. They are both out there, just very quiet first term. So the player watch lives after the first quarter.
We're not going
It's getting
insane.
a bit dicey, given the 4 quarters I put in with it last week and the first quarter effort that
Looking for both
Siobhan
of those
had.
boys to have better second quarters. I think they will. They were very good last week.
Interesting that they've both gone forward, so that does indicate that he might not be quite right. As we're about to get the second underway. Here's the Gippsland Power Pioneers 3 behinds. Take it away, Crooksy.
Johnson for Bendigo gets the tap down, stacks on the mill. Wheeler at the bottom of the pack. Where else would you think you'd find him? Caught in a good tackle there, dispossessed. And Bendigo will take the resultant free kick. Gippsland will take the resultant free kick. They're kicking to the Napier Street end of the ground, or the western end of the ground. Ball inside the heart of 50. Gang tackled, going nowhere. Umpire will come in and ball it up. Grey skies, not much sunshine today. Definitely coat and layer weather. Wallace dispossessed. Would have been a free kick. Advantage paid. Wheeler again. Just gets grabbed but gets his kick away. Comes off the side of the boot. Vaz. Now there's Atley. Gets a handball to Vaz. He's wrapped up in a tackle. No prior, and he will take the resultant. Umpire will take the ball and toss it up. Near enough to centre wing. Tosses it up. Good punch by Johnson. Slung off the footy. Again, there's a pack develops. And the ball will be thrown up.
One continuous theme from this game is the tackling's been brutal. Both sides really want to hunt the man and the ball.
Gippsland, Beck kicks it round the corner. And Jack McHale takes a safe mark. He's a couple of kicks out from goal. Gets on the, kicks into the man on the mark. They're the errors we've been talking about. Now Bendigo through Rhodey. Kicks inside. Hayes, he can't take it. Now's a chance for Dow. He handballs to Wheeler under a ton of pressure. Double barrel tackle by Beck. And he gets away with it. The ball will be thrown up. We're 32 metres out from goal at the eastern or school end of Windy Hill. Johnson gets the little tap down. Hayes gets it, evades. Quick handball. Beautiful handball out wide to Beck, who's able to release a handball while under pressure. He kicks to half forward, and there's your man Hodge, Siobhan. Good hands, Austin Hodge. He kicks inside 50. They need a mark. Oh, do they get a mark there? Beautiful mark to Noah Gown. Strong hands. We're right behind this one. Sally will get a beautiful view. We're right on the angle.
Tell you what, it's sewn up, but that would have been an executive maintenance mark of the day contender.
Unlucky that the other mark was taken, I think.
It was a Cowboys cash and carry contested mark of the day. As I make him up as I go along. Noah Gown, he'll kick this from 27 metres out, just to the right, all the way. Through for a behind. 3-2-20 on the NG scoreboard. Bendigo are 3 behinds, and we are 3 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
I think that one came off the side of his boot.
Quick kick back into play. Mark taken here by Worm. Well, long searching kick to the outer side. It's paid off. Mark taken by Oscar Perez. Goes towards the centre wing with the kick. Bouncing ball. Sparks under pressure. Did well. Looping handball over the top for Motton. Escapes the tackle. And then puts it out to the wing. Hodge up against the boundary line. Handballs it back into play. just sharing it around, back into the hands of Hodge, who's under pressure from Perez. Ball trickles over the boundary line and out of play in front of the Technica time clock that reads 4 minutes into the second term. Gippsland 3-2-20, Bendigo 3 behinds. Round 10 TAC Cup action. As the ruckman missed it, Wheeler bumped off the footy, went back in trying to get it. Out of the back now though for Gippsland. Motton inside attacking 50 was cut off, and Bendigo quick kick out of danger, hits up Flynn Perez. Defensive side of centre for Bendigo, searching for options. It's a congested area in front of him, has to come wide. Dowell juggling, has time to gather, wheels around on the right boot and hits up a target at half forward. Mark taken by Noah Wheeler, goes inside attacking 50 with the
There
kick.
we go.
And a great grab there by Keating, I think it is. It is. The big 196 centimetre forward slash ruckman in the Bendigo Pioneers side this week. Keating searching for the Pioneers first. Not bad off the boot. Not bad at all.
Much better play there by the Bendigo Pioneers. There was someone in the middle that took the game on, just ran, hit up a target, and beautiful mark there by... it was Thompson Dow who took the game on in the middle, and beautiful goal by the Bendigo Pioneers. Great team play.
That's what they needed. One player misses at one end, goes down the other. The opposition usually get it. 2-goal turnaround.
And finally, some reward for their perseverance, Bendigo. And again, taking the game on.
Keating in the ruck for Bendigo. He is up against Skinner. Ball comes out. Perez kicks to half forward. 2 fly, 1 marks for Gippsland. And that is Van der Ply. He kicks out wide. He hits up his teammate in Sparks. He's on half back. Stagnant movement by Gippsland. Slow. They've slowed him up here, Bendigo. Beck. Just short of centre wing. Nice kick. Oh, gee. Took that a little bit easy there, did Jack Hume. Took the mark easy and took the recovery easy. And the ball will be thrown in. Just the Gippsland side of centre wing. Grandstand side. Up she goes. Good punch out by Keating. Finds his teammate. This is Ironside. And lovely kick and lovely mark. And Wheeler's off before acceptances. He tries to fire it into goal. Would have been a rip. It would have been an AFL Draft Central goal of the day contender, but it wasn't. It was a behind. And they move on to 1-4-10, 3-2-20 NG scoreboard, and we are 7 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Short ball back into play. Hits up Hayes in the back pocket. Gippsland Power have been very slow and steady in this second term. Sparks has it. Wants to go across the face of goal. Is okay. Mark out there to Hurrigan. Goes down along the boundary line. Just hitting up targets at the moment, and it's going okay for them. Van der Ply has it on the half-back flank. Now goes back inside defensive 50. Hayes switches the ball to the broadcast side. Beck takes the mark. Over the top is Young. Half-back flank broadcast side now for Gippsland. They try and go into the middle. The umpire just getting in the way a little bit there in the middle, but it worked out okay for Gippsland. Were forced to go sideways once more. Bent Velzen, centre wing. Goes back on his mark. Not a hell of a lot on. Mark taken here by Hayes on half back. Wants to play on and try and create something for the Power. Doesn't do them any favours. Mark is taken here by Oscar Perez in the middle of Windy Hill. Straight down the guts. Looking there for Wheeler. Ball off hands. He goes in again. Hayes was able to extract it. Ooh. Quick kick out, hits up Beck. Half-back flank on the broadcast side. Just look to slow it up again. He runs off his mark, has a free player on the outer side. Taking it out there is Motton. Puts it towards the centre wing, Gown. Sells a bit of candy. High ball towards the half-forward flank. Pack flies. Pioneers with the numbers. Feed it by hand. Under a bit of pressure is Tillig. In the middle. Extracting it is Brown. The umpire says he's just holding it. And a free kick going the way of the Gippsland Power.
They kick forward inside 50. Can't hit a target. Over the boundary line, out of bounds. 30 metres around from Gippsland's goal. They're at the Napier Street end. The ball will be thrown in front of the old Essendon change rooms. Boundary umpire just wipes a bit of Windy Hill mud off the ball. Sets himself. Lovely high throw in too. Up they go. Punch down. Gippsland kick smothered. Hodge caught in a tackle. They're underneath it. Getting close. Might have been in the back. And now we've got a dirty big pack. The ball will be thrown in 6.5 inches in from the boundary line. Up she flies. And that Hodge will just be taken over the boundary line, out of bounds. We are 10 minutes into the second quarter. TAC Cup Radio match of the day. Gippsland Power versus the Bendigo Pioneers, and Gippsland lead by just 10 points. Boundary umpire throws it in again. Good hurl this one. Goes out wide. Kick forward by Bendigo. Nice take on the run. Attlee collared. Dispossessed. Perez can't stop it. They're throwing it around by hand. Eventually they get a kick inside 50, and the mark is taken for Bendigo by Worm. He kicks into the middle to Flynn Perez. He's right in the middle of Windy Hill. He kicks long and searching, trying to find a teammate. They've got plenty of players in defence, Gippsland. And this is Patterson. He kicks to the outer half-back flank. Bendigo through Oscar Perez. Flynn Perez, sorry, gets it to Dow. Dow goes in short, lowers the eyes. They're a kick and a half out from goal. And this is Kemp. He goes back into Dow.
The kick inside 50 is what's let them down all day, so hopefully they can execute this for a mark.
Brown goes out wide, and the bounce beats all comers. Over the boundary line, out of bounds. 11.5 minutes in, Gippsland by 10.
Put the curse on them, Siobhan.
The Perez brothers have been absolutely outstanding today. Both of them just have really good sets of hands, and they just constantly take goal-saving marks in the back line.
Tossed back into play. Gippsland at the fall of the ball. Patterson. Handball out wide. Power off half-back, just trying to generate something. Young takes it and he's off. Kicks the ball long towards centre half forward, and he's picked out a teammate here who takes the mark in Smith. Just goes short and wide. And back to that man, Young. So he ran all the way off half-back then and hit up a mark, and then takes the mark just inside attacking 50.
Brilliant endeavour. It's the Gippsland Powers want to play on that's been really impressive today, and has really stopped the Bendigo Pioneers. They've been chasing and tackling, but when they play on that quickly, it's hard to chase them.
Young comes in. Kick just drifted short. It's hit up a target, and the player that's taken it is Josh Smith. He's got a bit of size about him.
194 and 100.
Comes in. Oh, that kick just puts it to the right-hand side, and a minor score.
Brilliant mark, just the execution let him down.
Bendigo bring the ball back in. 13 minutes in. Williams, no goals scored so far. Bendigo through Kemp. Half back, city side of the ground. Lovely pass, finds Attlee. Attlee is bang on centre wing. He's held up. Now he kicks in short. Just touched. They might get away with it here, Bendigo. Good recovery by hand. They kick inside looking for Oscar Perez. I reckon he's marked that. Yes, the umpire agrees with me. Oscar Perez has marked this 45 metres out from goal. And he'll be in a bit of a tough angle here at Windy Hill.
As I was saying before, both of them just have such strong hands.
Comes in, kicks. Just fades across the face. Through for a behind. And that takes them on to 1 goal, 5-11 to 3-3-21.
Both teams wasting opportunities in the second quarter.
6 scoring shots apiece in the game. 3-3 plays 1-5. High ball back in. Dow got knocked out of his hands. Power off half back. Speed the ball by hand. It was Motton that got the kick to the centre wing. And the mark is taken by Gown. And the outer side for the Gippsland Power goes down along the line. Stolen out of the hands of Wallace. Mosquito flicked the handball across to his running teammate. It's a low, ugly kick inside attacking 50. Pioneers with the numbers in defensive 50. And just share the ball by hand. Just a little too much. Mosquito cuts it off. Kicks it inside attacking 50. Bouncing ball top of the goal square for Gippsland. Wheeler safely sees the ball through for a rushed minor score. 3-4-22 plays 1-5-11 on the NG scoreboard. Bendigo under a bit of pressure once more. The kick back into play wasn't great. Now they are able to settle off half back. Composure there from Oscar Perez. Spots up his brother. Sorry, that's not his brother. That's Shishka. Goes towards centre half forward. That's Flynn Perez. Unable to take the mark. Hayes off half back. Goes wide. Straight down the throat of William Wallace.
Wallace on centre wing. Bendigo going to the school end of Windy Hill. This sets up a big mark. Comes off the hands of the pack at the back. Hayes might have been tackled when he didn't have it. No joy, says the umpire. Ball in dispute. Kemp goes backwards. Wheeler, he handballs a long way backwards, and it's no good because Hume's got it for Gippsland. He kicks inside 50. They've got the numbers here. They need to defend quickly here, Bendigo. Mosquitoes in there. Ball forced out. Perez. They get the ball out. Wheeler, caught by the jumper. Did the 360, not enough. And Irving.
Mosquito's pressure today has been absolutely elite.
Mosquito goes in short, spots up Hodge. Hodge goes along the boundary line. Wallace trying to keep the ball in. Oh, they're a chance here. Gippsland, and they are. Marcus Toussaint, a little bit too easy in the end, was just able to waltz in on a sharp angle, put it on the left boot and put it through.
And you look over there, all the Irving Mosquito's Gippsland Power teammates have run to him to give him a pat on the back for that wonderful rundown tackle.
NG scoreboard, Gippsland 4-4-28, Bendigo Pioneers 1-5-11, 17.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Good game of footy, considering both sides have a lot of young players in it. One of 2 futures rounds in the TAC Cup. A lot of bottom age and under 16 players are selected. Mosquito just dancing his way through traffic. Goes inside attacking 50 with the kick. Bounces unfavourably for everybody. Shelton out the back. His kick was smothered. Power, he'll have another crack at it here. Shelton, it was touched off the boot, play on. Rhodey on half back, has a bit of space. Driving ball towards the centre wing, came off hands. Hayes flicked the handball back, will receive the 1-2. No, it was a throw according to the umpire. And a free kick will go the way of Bendigo. This is Thompson Dow. Tries to play on or sidestep Mosquito there. High ball towards the half forward flank on the outer side. Ball off hands over the boundary line and out of play.
Saw a bit of candy there, Thompson Dow.
He did. It was brave taking on Irving Mosquito. I don't think too many players would be prepared to do that. He was, though, and it worked out okay. Pioneers went inside attacking 50 with the kick. That's where it's thrown in, right on the arc. Hot series of handballs. Young off half-back for the Gippsland Power.
Football.
Great strong grab there by Skinner. Wheels around. High ball inside attacking 50. Fly unable to bring it in.
Play on.
He takes the advantage and he puts it through for his second.
The game has certainly opened up in the second quarter, not as contested as it was in the first quarter, which is enabling Gippsland Power to really get their running and handballing game going. And their kicks have just been, like I said before, a lot better inside 50 than the Bendigo Pioneers. That's what's letting them down. That's what they need to improve if they want to get back into this game.
Bit of a window here for Gippsland Power. Started the term with that stop-start possessive football. They've been willing to take the game on the last couple of passages of play, and it's resulted in goals.
Both teams have really been impressive with their run and gun, but Gippsland obviously executing a lot better.
Wheeler, caught again, gets a handball out. McHale gets it across to Atley. Atley on the right boot. Oh, good mark taken out there. And that has been taken by Kemp.
Ooh.
Kick, Scrubby, Vaz in, over the top of the pack, trip, and Vaz will get it. Contentious rule. Not sure I've got the time to go into my theories on it right here and now, but can't say I'm a big fan. But Braden Vaz has got it. Now they need to make the most of these opportunities. These are the ones they're letting slip by.
Hardly a breath of wind, needs a straight kick.
Once again, the kick inside 50 was a scrubber, lucky to get that free kick, and just has to capitalise to swing the momentum back to the Pioneers.
He's going to kick from 37.5 metres out, 45-degree angle. Kicks. I reckon he's got it. I reckon he's got it through, Braden Vaz. And it's a goal. Bendigo's second on the NG scoreboard. Proud sponsors of Gippsland Power and TAC Cup Radio. 2 goals, 5-17 Bendigo to the Gippsland Power 5-4-34. And we are 21 and almost a half minute in on the Technica time clock. Special comments brought to you by Cowboys Cash and Carry.
Pioneers certainly needed that goal. Gippsland looked like they were about to get a run on, so great work by the Pioneers.
Just because of the pressure on his shoulders with that kick, I'm nominating it for an AFL Draft Central goal of the day. He needed to kick it, and he did.
Can't disagree with that.
Ball being scrapped around in the middle for the Pioneers. Wheeler, he's been impressive for them. Extracts it. High ball towards the half-forward flank. Vaz Blue came out the back here to Brown. Brown has shot on goal.
Oh, beauty!
Goes straight over the top of the goal umpire's hat.
Magnificent play by the Bendigo Pioneers, resulting in that goal.
That is
an AFL Draft Central goal of the day contender.
And that was Vaz again?
No, that was Tommy Brown.
Tom Brown.
That was
Kobe Brown. Tom Brown's is a reporter for Channel 7.
Nightly News.
That's correct.
Kobe Brown.
And within a space of a couple of minutes, the Pioneers are back in this. 3-5-23, plays 5-4-34 on the NG scoreboard. 22 and a half minutes gone in the second term, Crooksy.
Gippsland get the clearing kick. Bailey back first onto it. Gets it. Oh, he got a kind bounce. Just bobbled up in his hands. Great composure. Kicks to the heart of the 50, but lovely mark taken. Oh, encroaching. Oh, gee, that's a tough call. I still don't have enough time. Good on you, James Shiska. Spoke to him at half-time last week. Good young fella. Turned from soccer to footy. Like, played a couple of years soccer a few years ago. Now he's back in the footy. James Shiska. He kicks inside 50. Can they grab a mark? Ball hits the deck. Gippsland have got the numbers to clear. They go out wide. Hume just gets held up a bit. Kicks up forward. Finds Noah Gown. Kicks to half forward. Intercept. Great intercept by Bendigo. Kick smothered. Now Gown again. This one's intercepted by Jackson Williams. They're just playing kick to kick on the outer wing. And Gippsland to send it back in. Hume marks in front of the NG scoreboard. 2 kicks out from goal. A little over a minute to go to the major break. The big men fly. Smith not paid the mark. Wallace clears, kicks into the centre, 2 bites of the cherry, mark taken. This is Vic. Vic goes in. There a chance here. Wheeler. Or could have been hands in the back. Umpire didn't pay it. Ball will beat everybody. Go over the boundary line now to bounds.
Bit unlucky.
Into the last minute of the second half. They've got one more chance to snag another goal here, Bendigo. (34 plays 23). There's 11 points of difference. 30 seconds when the ball hits the 2 ruckmen. In it comes. Tap to the ground. Gippsland, quick kick out. Man in front. Got good position there, Tillig. And he kicks inboard. And he's found my man, Noah Wheeler.
And importantly, he looks straight at the time clock then.
He knows what he's doing. Got great awareness, Noah, and he covers a lot of territory. And the siren sounds to signal half-time. Wheeler on the trusty left boot. Getting plenty of encouragement from the Gippsland boys. Kicks. Just faded away at the end. Wasn't a bad kick all the same. Good finish to the first half by Bendigo. They move on to 3-6-24. They trail by 10 points. Gippsland Power are 5-4-34.
Great first half of football and great effort. It was a swinging second term there. You had Gippsland bob up in the middle, take the game by the scruff of the neck. Either side of that, Bendigo with their pressure in the first 10 minutes and that endeavour in the last 5 minutes have worked themselves back into game. It's been a great game of footy.
Certainly, and in the second quarter, the game really opened up. And what has really impressed me is both teams' willingness to just take the game on and play on as soon as they take a mark, which has given both teams' forwards a chance to score.
I'll give you the goal kickers teams. For Bendigo, 1 each to Kobe Brown, Daniel Keating and Braden Vaz, along with the Mark of the Year contender. And for Gippsland, 2 to Jack Hume and 1 each to Brock Smith, Trent Baldy and Marcus Toussaint.
We'll have a bit of work to do though with that Mark of the Year contender.
I know.
He's got to beat his teammate there. There's good overhead, the Bendigo Pioneers. At half-time, it's 5-4-34 Gippsland. They lead by 10 points. Bendigo 3-6-24. Just before we do go to the break, update on our player watch, Siobhan.
So Austin Hodge from Gippsland and Atlee for the Pioneers both were much better in that second quarter. Hodge with 6 possessions and a mark, and Atlee with 5 possessions and a mark, both playing forward for their respective sides.
Take a break here on TAC Cup Radio and the TAC Cup live stream through taccup.com.au. Round 10, it's Gippsland by 10 points at the moment over the Bendigo Pioneers.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Here at Windy Hill, where it is the Gippsland Power at the moment holding the ascendancy. They're 5-4-34. Bendigo Pioneers worked their way back into the game and actually won that second term, 3-6-24. They kicked 3 goals, 3 to 2 goals, 3 for the Gippsland Power, and they were just gives themselves an opportunity to set up a good second half. If, as we were talking off air, if Noah Wheeler had put that goal through, they would have had a definite spring in their step at half time.
And they definitely, as in there was no goals kicked in the first 15 minutes or so of that quarter. All the goals came in the last little bit. Each goal that I reckon Gippsland have got is still coming from errors. Yeah. Like there was a very sloppy, and one of the few times they've been sloppy in defence, bang, goal. And Toussaint just waltzed around there like with no pressure whatsoever. He was always going to kick it from a sharp angle. So it's just the tightening of the screws. Better players from both times. For the second week in a row I've seen Noah Wheeler. He's not big. He's only 176. He's one of those stocky little left footers. Whether he's a draftable type, I'm not sure, but he'll play at a good level of footy. You know, he might be one of those guys that's maybe just not quick enough or not have, just be good at everything, not very, very good at something. But he knows where to find the footy, and he does have a big tank, because you'll find him in the last line of defence. You'll find him, at the bottom of the pack up forward. So he's a guy that's impressed me two weeks in a row.
I've noticed too that he's got both the ability to go in and under and fire out the handball, but he's also able to take it on the outside.
Inside and out, which is a bit of a rarity.
Yeah, so as you said, he's that good all round, but whether it is that quality or maybe he needs a couple of years, maybe in a VFL type setup, just to prove himself at that level.
And sort of show, he strikes me as one of those types that might come through the VFL system and through, being rookied and sort of, he might have to earn his stripes, but he's certainly got a good hunger for the footy. I'm enjoying the way he played. Braden Vaz, our man that took mark of the day today, I noticed him like driving back last week. He was a player that sort of stuck in my mind. I noticed him last week, and this week he's really. He's clearly taken a screamer, but he's quite clever, and I like the way he's getting front position when he can, and deserved goal that sort of goes with his mark as well. So I thought he's been quite good.
For 187 centimetres and 78 kilos, he seems to be very agile, and he does a lot of work around the ground, which has been really impressive.
And the thing that impressed me in that second quarter was that he took the time, he was composed enough to kick. That was a game, well, that was a momentum-changing kick that he did on, it was about, what was it, 30...
Yeah, close
30
to
and a half
30,
metres,
yeah.
Which would be 35, Matthew. But to be able to put it through under pressure was a good result for him.
He was excellent. The two Perez boys are in it like last week. They're sort of going very well. Thompson Dow has been impressive. He's
got some moves. He definitely moves really, really
must
well.
always be hard when you're the brother of, a number 1 or number 2 draft pick.
Number 3, he went to
3
the
you
Blues.
win. So it's always hard for him coming through. And I thought he's sort of shown enough. He's not much of him. He's a bit jockey size, but he'll be okay. The guy I'm looking forward from a bit more, I was really impressed with Jackson Williams down back last week. He's showing glimpses of that, but not getting as much of the ball as what he did last Sunday. So looking forward for him. On the other side, the two Indigenous boys, Tyrone Hayes and Irving Mosquito.
Yes.
They are absolutely lightning quick. They show all the identifiable talents that in Indigenous players. They can do a lot of good stuff in confined spaces, I find, and they're very quick.
Hayes especially, coming out of the back line, his pace has just broken the game open at times, and it's been really mesmerising to watch. And throwing Irving Mosquito into the midfield a few times, you just watch him and you think, how can you tackle him? He just evades and he dances around, and it's been really impressive to watch.
I think if I was Lee Brown at halftime, I'd be encouraging both of them to do that a bit more.
Yeah.
I think that we saw little snippets of it in that first half. Just do it, give it a bit of run, and especially in that early stage of that first term where they seemed just a bit stuck defensive side of the centre. They couldn't generate. Just put the ball into their hands and say run.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Gippsland have had the best big men on the ground. Henkel, Gown. There's another one down there that I've been calling. Zach Skinner, 199 centimetre. He's shown a little bit through, and of course Marcus Toussaint, the goal kicker. And Keating and Johnson have done a good job for Bendigo, but I think Gippsland might be winning the big men.
I think the other player that's caught my eye is Bailey Beck.
Yep.
He's
Yes.
racking up a lot of the footy across half back.
They love to go through him, don't they?
They do. Between him and Young is the other one that's they're both floating off that half back flank, getting a lot of the footy, but they're using it well too. Whereas on the other side of the coin, Bendigo are probably just as good at coming out of defensive 50. Again, as we've been talking about, it's the execution and the hitting up of targets. Both players doing it for the Gippsland Power are effective with their use of the ball.
And also for the Gippsland Power, Bailey Patterson, who in the first quarter was really impressive. He was playing that Tom Lynch role, sort of at Adelaide, where he is that player that receives the ball and kicks inside 50. And he's kicked inside 50 for the Gippsland Power, not so much in the second quarter, but the first quarter set up 2 goals because his kick was so accurate and hit up the big men for the Gippsland Power. And I think that's what Bendigo Pioneers are lacking a little bit, just a bit a polished kick inside 50 that they can kick to one of their big men. But I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the Perez boys start permanently inside forward 50 because both of them have such good hands for the Bendigo Pioneers.
We might take a break here. On the other side of it, it's the second half of the round 10 TAC Cup clash. It's currently the Gippsland Power. They're 5-4-34, leading the Bendigo Pioneers 3-6-24.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Windy Hill, half-time, 5-4-34, the Gippsland Power leading the Bendigo Pioneers 3-6-24. We might quickly whip around the grounds because all 12 TAC Cup teams were in action today, and well, it's been the earlier games were fairly close. These last couple have been a little bit of a blowout. Siobhan, you've got the Stingrays Rebels result. Full
time, this game just finished, so the Dandenong Stingrays defeated the Rebels 15-16, 106-7, 547, and the Stingrays are the clear ladder one of the season.
And the other game that is running fairly close to ours, I think it's half-time at Avalon Airport Oval, and the Murray Bushrangers are in firm control. They're 9-10-64. The Geelong Falcons just the 3 behind. So Bushrangers continuing their impressive performances. Notice that Hudson Garoni's kicked a couple of goals for the Murray Bushrangers, as has Jordan Butts. So good results there.
And around the grounds in the AFL, Hawthorn are leading the Gold Coast Suns by 21 points 9 minutes into the third quarter.
And just trying as the Bendigo Pioneers come back out on the ground. The other scores from games that happened across the morning. Calder Cannons defeated the Eastern Rangers 74-55. Sandringham defeated Oakley 61-58. And the Western Jets 73. The Northern Knights 73-44. The Jets, the victors in that game. What are we expecting in this second half to see?
Very well. For Bendigo to need to get that first goal. Don't spend your whole game chasing. You know, like put the pressure back on Gippsland, and they need to get that first goal of the second half, because I think it's hard. That rubber band keeps stretching out. It's always hard to get back in front. They finished the second quarter really well. They need to start the third quarter well for mine.
Do you reckon they need to open up a bit of space inside their 50, have everyone else push up towards the flank, have someone down there, maybe it's one of the Perez brothers, as you alluded to, Siobhan, start in the goal square, provide that running up, the good old-fashioned full forward, and just have all the players running in, because it seems every time the ball goes in there, it's just a little bit congested.
Certainly.
They're scrapping their goals.
And for Gippsland Power, if you're Lee Brown, what would you be looking for in this?
As Phil said, I think the start is crucial for both teams, because taking opportunities as well for both sides is really important. It was a great comeback from the Pioneers in the second quarter. If they can get the first goal, it's going to get interesting for sure, but taking opportunities is really, really important. And as you said, Matt, in this season of the TAC Cup as well, I've seen the key forwards been really dominating. As you said, Hudson Garoni before kicking a few, Jordan Butts. So hopefully some of the key forwards can bob up a bit more in the second half and take control of the game from either side.
Next, we've had a bit of a rejig of the schedule coming. Most of the games are the same. There's been a few changes, but next Saturday we have got the Sandringham Dragons and the Eastern Rangers down at Trevor Barker Oval. Won't be as warm. I wouldn't say it's warm here, but we're protected here. It won't be as protected, will it, Matt, down there?
No.
Back of the grandstand in the forward pocket. Followed by an early game out at Rams Arena. Calder Cannons taking on the Western Jets. Two winners from today. So they're our next 2 weeks. And we've got a big triple header coming up in round 15 where we're covering all the country teams. Gippy Power, Murray Bushrangers, Geelong play Dandenong, and the Rebels play Bendigo. So looking forward to that on August the 18th.
Yeah, big day.
That'll whiz around very quickly.
Big day up on Mars, that one.
It whiz.
Ballarat, Mars Stadium, Eureka Stadium as it was formerly known.
As good a posse to call the footy as we're gonna get, really.
Yep. Cracking ground. About to get underway. Take us away, Crooksy.
All right, umpire throws the ball up. Johnson gets the tap down. Rhodey just loses his feet. Gippsland. Ball still bobbling about. Couple of Bendigo boys, Perez and Wheeler, bump into each other. Now Johnson's got it. He's on top of it. Tackled by Hayes. Ball comes out for Gippsland through Baldy. Baldy kicks inside 50. Ball in dispute. Grab, tunnelled out the back. Rhodey's got it. Good hands. Handballs to McHale. Puts him under a fair bit of pressure. Oscar Perez has got it. Quick hands. Too quick for his teammate. Ball trapped underneath a pack of players there, and the umpire will ball it up.
Is it just me, or has it got a little bit darker during the halftime break?
Took the words right out of my mouth. Matthew, it's dark. It's dark in here.
It's
getting darker and darker. Outer wing, Oscar Perez dances around his opponent, goes back inboard. Kick, bit scrubby, not effective. Now Gippsland turn it back the other way. Searching kick inside 50 downfield. He's paying it downfield. He's pointing back there. I think they've got away with one there, Bendigo.
Yeah, because the forward umpire then was shaping up to start the mark there, but they've called it back.
Brock Smith kicks forward, comes off hands over the boundary line, out of bounds.
Why would they have done that?
That's just downfield. Would you not?
Puzzled too.
We're all looking a bit puzzled up here. Anyway, they got away with one there, I think, Bendigo.
It's not hard.
Dodged a bullet. Up they go, both Ruckman, Smith. Bendigo by hand, Wheeler. Kicks out wide. Flynn Perez marks. No, can't quite hold it. Jackson Williams. Kicks out wide, looking for Attlee. Can't take it on the first grab, but still able to grab it. Braden Vaz bowls everyone over. Bobbling over the line. Out of bounds, 35 metres around from the Bendigo goal. 2.5 minutes into the third quarter. No adding to the score. Ball to be thrown in. And she goes. Keating gets front spot, punches it forward, but it's all Gippsland. Wheeler gives him a bit of a shove as he kicks it. Beck, caught. Now Rhodey gets it across. Good hands. McHale kicks it to a hot spot, but Gippsland take the resultant mark, and it is Motton.
Motton's kick wide is effective. Mark taken by Hourigan. Just pops a little one over the top. It was a little bit risky for Hurley on that outer side for Gippsland. Puts it towards centre wing. And taking the mark there was Smith. Brings it inboard here to Gown. Directs traffic, indicates he wanted to go long with the kick. In the end, not the greatest. Put it straight down the throat of the Pioneers on that outer side. That was Shishka out there. Gets it to Perez, who tracks backwards now to Williams. Still on half-back outer side for the Pioneers. Just possessing the footy at the moment. Rowles. He puts it over the top. Dangerous because Mosquito was just waiting there. Plucked the ball. Tried to take the bounce. Bobbled out of his hands. Goes to the turf. The umpire calls play on. I thought he might have got a little shove in the back. It's being wrapped up. Power. Extracted. On the end of it, though, was McHale. Pioneers try and centre the footy. This one's worked out okay. Defensive side of the outer wing, they pop it up in the direction there of Vaz at half forward. Ball knocked out of his hands. Patterson mopping up for the Power. Pops it over the top. And a mark taken by Hodge, Austin Hodge on that outer side. Long kick towards the half forward flank. Unable to take the mark there was Smith. Power with numbers. It's taken over the boundary line though and out of play. We'll throw it in half forward flank on the outer side. It is the Gippsland Power 5-4-34. Bendigo Pioneers 3-6-24 on the NG scoreboard. About to tick over 5 minutes in the third term on the Technica time clock.
In the early stages of the third quarter, the Gippsland Power defence have done a really good job to repel quite a few Bendigo Pioneer attacks into the forward 50, and they've held up beautifully.
Henkel and Johnson. Rhodey, been good for Bendigo. Mongrel punt up forward. In the back, says the umpire. Advantage, advantage, advantage. Oh, might have got tripped almost there, almost leaked. Goes deep into the forward pocket. Oh, lovely work by keeping the ball in. Now no one's got it. They're trying to get the ball reefed out of his hands, and the umpire will ball this up.
Probably a bit harsh here because he was being pushed as he kicked it, but again, the scrubby kick inside 50 isn't giving the Pioneers players much of a chance.
It's tossed up. Cleared for Gippsland by Van der Ply, and mark taken by Austin Hodge. Hodge gets on with it straight away. Kick's not great. Oscar Perez took the half volley, then got sat upon. Ball in a bit of dispute. They need to be quick. Not sure about the disposal. That was a clever disposal. That got it into some green grass. They're tapping the ball forward. This is Shishka. James Shishka can't get it. Wrapped up in a tackle. Ugly footy at the moment. Inside the centre square here at Windy Hill. We are 6.5 minutes in. 10 points the difference. Tap down. Eventually Wheeler got grabbed without it. Good midfielders free kick that one. Noah Wheeler on the left boot. Kicks deep. They need a mark. Goes front and square. Oh. Beautiful footy here. And put through the middle. Thompson Dow absolutely crumbing forward 101 football. Front and square. He took it. He was running in the direction of his right boot. got it on the arc, straightened up. Then the seas opened up for him. There was no pressure in front of him, and then could have the shot from about 20 metres directly in front. And that's the one we were talking about. Bendigo get the first to the second half. NG scoreboard 4-6-30, and Gippsland a 5-4-34. They lead by 4, 7.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Classic example of a shake and bake there.
Yes, it's back in the middle for the Pioneers. They're going to get a high free kick. Goes the way of Roberts in the middle of Windy Hill for Bendigo. Had Vaz presenting at half forward, ignores that and goes very, very short to Jeremy Rohde. Dishes off the handball. Now the penetrating kick inside, attacking 50. Ball came to the ground. Patterson in defence, pops one over the top. Searching for Motton on that outer half-back flank. Numbers to rebound. Sparks sends a kick towards the centre wing on the outer side. Pioneers with all the numbers. Going to have to retreat backwards here. Searching for Loveridge. He takes the mark. Decides to chip it back down along the boundary line on that outer side. Got a target inboard here in Fitzgerald. Centre half back for Bendigo. Pops it over the top. Roberts in the middle. Receives the handball. Goes long inside, attacking 50. Umpire said no mark taken. It was Wheeler that was on the lead. Ball must have just dropped short of him.
Momentum's a funny thing in footy, and right now Bendigo Pioneers have all the momentum and they just keep kicking the ball forward.
They need to capitalise on it though. It's their one issue at the moment. Rohde tried to keep it in front of himself. Kick ricocheting as there's a little bit of rain starting to fall here at Windy Hill. Just light drizzle at the moment. Hodge off half back, puts the handball over the top to Patterson. Goes down along that outer boundary line, cutting it off though. Loveridge sees it over and out of play. We'll throw it in between centre wing and half forward, outer side for Gippsland. They lead by 4 points on the NG scoreboard as we head towards 10 minutes in the third term on the Technica time clock.
Ball thrown in. The two big 22s, Henkel and Johnson, in the ruck close to the boundary line. They will lock horns again. 200 centimetres versus 192. The Gippsland boy.
Just a slight advantage.
Now Keating's jumped into the ruck now just to make me prove me a liar. Tap down. Ball. Now Bendigo. There's a whistle on play.
Hold will go the way of Bendigo.
Bendigo. Maybe just as well. And to get the resultant free kick out there is Ethan Roberts. Roberts on half back on the city side of the ground. Goes in short. And he has picked up their Ironside. Riley Ironside kicks to half forward, comes off the hands of the pack. Beck just waited for it. Rohde gets a little handball. Hayes, good footy. Barrelling kick. Which way will it bounce? Wallace will be first there. Might have got a little shove in the back there. Hume's got it. Handball, puts his mate under a bit of pressure. Bendigo, plenty of numbers here. Need to clear the football. It's bobbling around a bit here. Eventually Hume gets a clearing handball to Patterson, who kicks long inside 50. They've got the numbers. Mark not cleanly taken. Handball, errant. Ball, still a bit of a chaos footy at the moment. Again, he gets tackled and handballed. Handball's out. Now they've got it again. Quick kick. Flanagan can't get it. Now they just need to take a breath and get a clean possession. Little handball. Again, doesn't quite hit the target. Going to get collared. Gets it out. Umpire said incorrect disposal, and Gippsland will get it. Good pressure.
Both teams desperate at the moment.
Riley Baldy goes in short to Hume. Wallace comes. He pays the mark. He pays the mark.
Did he have it for long enough?
Well, that one was very similar to what happened about 20 metres further in front of them about 2 minutes ago. One was paid, the other wasn't.
He held it for about a third of the time as Sean McKernan did at Optus Stadium on Thursday night, and then that didn't get paid. Wasn't that strange? Not that I hold a grudge. Hume comes in and he finds Bailey Beck diving mark and kick, and he will kick this from probably 47 metres out. Slightest of angles. Kicking to the school end, Bailey Beck. This to kick the lead back out to 10 points. Beck comes in, kicks. It's a low skimmer. Oh, mark almost taken. He paid the mark. He's paid the mark on the goal line.
Again, did he have it for long enough?
And this is Toussaint. Marcus Toussaint.
He's going to go the banana, I think.
If the umpire is standing on the mark, he actually should be directly in front, but anyway. Toussaint's kicked two of the easiest goals you'll ever get in football. Put a jumper on me, I could get it and kick a couple of those ones today. Anyway, he took the grab, and that is Gippsland's 6th. They move on to 6-4-40. Bendigo are 4-6-30. 10 points the difference on the NG scoreboard. NG, proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio and Gippsland Power. And we're 13.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock. Special comments for Cowboys cash and carry, Siobhan.
Just quickly, Irving Mosquito has been off the ground for majority of the third quarter, just coming onto the ground now, but with a heavily strapped calf, so he may have copped a knock.
Ball bobbling around in the middle. Wheeler was taken without it. We'll get a free kick. A little bit of Bargy in the gluey centre circle. High ball inside attacking 50. Ball comes to the deck. Beck coming through. Tried to get a handball off to Hayes. He spirals one outside of defensive 50. Awkward bouncing ball. Mosquito trying to burst his way through. Wheeler, though, tried to block it off. Hume kept going. Ball just ping-ponging around at the moment on half forward for Gippsland. Gown, looping handball, ineffective. Pioneers, high kick towards half forward. Bounces past everyone. Perez under pressure. That was Oscar that sold his teammate up the creek in Kemp. And the free kick will go the way of the Gippsland Power. Half-back broadcast side. It's Baldy. Kicks it long. A lot of Pioneers sitting underneath this one. They couldn't take the mark cleanly. Pressure. Young.
It's holding the ball, umpire.
Will ping him for just that.
Doesn't give the ball back.
And a 50-metre penalty as a result.
And that is a very good call. They don't do enough of that. He had the ball in his hands and he just left it on the ground. You got the ball in your hands, give it back. Bit of sportsmanship wouldn't go astray.
Would do the right thing.
Jacob Atley with the resulting 50.
Obviously isn't right because he looked to give the handball off then to Wheeler. Inside 50, Perez trying to spin his way out of trouble. Got the handball away in time. The support there from Roberts. Now Gippsland. Beck off half back. High ball towards the wing. Unable to take the mark there was Skinner. Mosquito just popped it beautifully into the hands of Hume. It's a vacant 50. The race is on. Pioneers will get their first. Mosquito bearing down. It will be rushed through for a minor score. Power lead by 11 points here at Windy Hill. 16.5 minutes into the third term. That's on the NG scoreboard and Technica time clock.
Irving Mosquito's just got such a good footy brain. That tap on doesn't take much to set another teammate up for a goal. Magnificent.
Jackson Williams kicks into the pocket. Bendigo looking for McHale. He has to punch from behind in the end. And it's over the boundary line, out of bounds. Half back flank for Bendigo. Just where the old scoreboard used to be here at Windy Hill. In that corner of the ground. Up she goes. Keating misses. Both ruckmen miss again. Wheeler. Grabbed, caught. He's on the deck. His arms caught. And he's going to get pinged holding the ball.
Intensity and tackle pressure is certainly lifted in the third quarter.
Gown looking for a teammate inside 50. Beats them all. Flynn Perez, long searching kick. Braden Vaz on a long lead. Keeps the ball in front of him. Then tries to soccer it in front of him. Looking for some help. Gippsland caught. Hayes. Hayes goes in short and finds Sparks. Switches play to the grandstand side of the ground. The race is on. Oh no, he went without acceptances. He knew he had to pick it up. He knew he had to get on his bike, and he just got it lost in between. Ball to be thrown in. We are 18 minutes into this third quarter. Gippsland by 11 points. Ball to be thrown in. Good contest in the ruck. Caught in a tackle. Beck to Hayes. Long kick inside 50, looking for Toussaint, but mark is taken by Zach Shelton. Shelton goes out wide. He's got William Wallace. He handballs to Williams. Doesn't hit him on the chest, but Williams has got enough time. He wheels around back onto the right boot. He goes inboard. Oh, umpire. He might have been taken out of that. Fitzgerald. Bendigo go forward, and the mark is taken by Ryland Henkel. Henkel comes out wide. Mark taken by Patterson. Centre wing. Patterson kicks to inside 50. The big men fly. No one can take it. Bendigo got numbers at the back. This is Worm. Goes out wide to Wallace. Into Rhodey. He plays on straight away. Oh, he could be in a bit of Barney. Gets it back to Wallace. Wallace on the right boot. Goes inboard. Good talking. Great talking. And the mark is taken by Thompson Dow. Dow comes over the back, and Vaz should mark this.
Beautiful kick. That is the kick they've been lacking all day, and that just hit his target perfectly.
Vaz read the flight of that ball very, very well. It was always just going to go over the leading forward there, and just got to the back of the pack and took it in his hands. Braden Vaz. Can you repeat what he did in the second quarter, Matthew?
Took the words right out of my mouth, Crooksy.
This to put them within 5 points. Braden Vaz lining up for his second goal. Kicks. Made the umpire do a little sidestep, but it's straight through the middle. That's his second. That is Bendigo's fifth. They move on to 5 goals, 6, 36. They trail Gippsland by 5 points, 6-5-41 on the NG scoreboard. 20 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Impressive kick by Thompson Dow, and equally impressive mark and goal by Braden Vaz. He's been really composed under pressure, like Matthew alluded to before.
Thompson Dow, you can add that composure to him as well. He's been very good for the Bendigo Pioneers. Ball in the middle. Both ruckmen missed it. Bendigo trying to get something going once more through Rhodey. Coughed it up. Young hurriedly got it onto his boot. Ball just ricocheting around again. Hayes finds a gap. Runs to half forward. Pops it inside, attacking 50 on the last line of defence. The mark is taken by Bendigo. They're quick to move it to the outer side where Wallace takes the mark. Wallace, not the greatest of kicks. We've got time to gather here. Rowles along the boundary line, puts it up. Dow, does he take the mark? He does. Centre wing, outer side. Dow comes inboard. Mark taken there by Roberts. Goes back to the outer wing where Bendigo now try and send it forward.
Oh, look at this.
They've got Dow out the back. Dow from 45 metres out, puts it through for Bendigo.
And they hit the front, Matthew.
For the first time today, Dow's got 2. Pioneers are 6-6-42. They lead it by a point, 6-5-41 Gippsland. We've gone 22 minutes in the third term on the Technica time clock, and those scores, of course, thanks to the NG scoreboard. Cowboys cash and carry special comments. Siobhan, that was a beautiful piece of play there by the Pioneers.
Magnificent team play. That is what wins you games of footy, when you play as a team and that's quick ball movement that just absolutely bamboozled the Gippsland Power there. Fantastic teamwork.
Up they go. Keating gets a little fingernail to it, drops into an ever increasing muddier centre circle here at Windy Hill.
It's a bit muddled.
I've seen it worse. Noah Wheeler, quick kick out. Bendigo, and they love another one here. They get the ball out again. Good work. It's kicked up forward. Can they get a mark? Defensive punch. There's a free kick. There's a free kick to the Pioneers. He saw the Guernsey get tugged, and this is TAC Cup Radio's very own Shishka, James Shishka. We'll take ownership of him.
Yep.
He's part of the team last week.
He had a headset on last week.
Okay, James Shishka. He will kick this from 28 metres out. He's on a 60-degree angle. Sally's got him lined up. Kicks. Can it come back? Can it come back? Oh, hit the post. Oh, it was coming back. 6 goals, 7, 43 to 6-5, 41. Bendigo by 2 points. They go out wide. Kick smothered off the boot. Almost 24 minutes into this third quarter, Matt.
What a cracking game of football we've got here at Windy Hill. Round 10 of the TAC Cup, delivering the goods between the Gippsland Power and Bendigo Pioneers. Ball tossed back into play. Young chasing after it. Wheeler got caught over the shoulder. We're less than a minute until three-quarter time. Just tells to slow things down and then hurriedly gets it on the boot. Did exactly the opposite of what he was trying to indicate. Ball off hands. Soccer skills there. Top of the goal square for Vic. It's just rushed through. Minus score. Pioneers 6-8-44.
They've certainly got all the momentum, the Bendigo Pioneers.
Power 6-5-41. Good, strong grab by Noah Gown at half back. Pops it on his boot. One bouncing over the boundary line in front of Pepper. We'll throw it in under 10 seconds. In fact, make that 5 seconds until three-quarter time. So Bendigo are going in to the with their noses in front and a lot of confidence. 6-8-44 plays 6-5-41. The man in charge of the goals, Phil Crooks, who's kicked them.
For the Gippsland Power, 2 to Jack Hume, 2 to Marcus Toussaint, and 1 to Trent Baldy and Brock Smith. And for the Bendigo Pioneers, 2 to Thompson Dow, 2 to Braden Vaz, and 1 to Daniel Keating and Kobe Brown.
And just not a great sign off the huddle here for the Bendigo Pioneers. James Shishka, our very own man, it's just got a bit of a limp up, so it looks in a little bit of distress. Quickly before we head to the break, Siobhan, our player watch today, it hasn't been sizzling like it has in the last couple of weeks, but it does make for interesting reading.
Certainly not as sizzling as it has been in the past, but in that quarter, Jacob Atley collected 3 disposals and a mark, but his tackling was much, much better. And I think that his pressure emanated Bendigo Pioneers' pressure that is lifted in that third term. And Hodge for the Gippsland Power started the third quarter in the defensive 50 off half back and collected 2 disposals and 2 marks. He seemed to be a lot more suited to half back, so we'll see if he continues that in the last quarter.
With the game on the line, I know it's all about player development, but do you throw Atley into the middle for the final term?
I think so. If he's not carrying an injury, his speed might be able to break the game open a bit for the Bendigo Pioneers.
We are set for a thrilling final term here at Windy Hill. Bendigo 6-8-44 leading the Gippsland Power 6-5-41. TAC Cup Radio and the TAC Cup live stream will be back for the final term right after this.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. School wear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
We are set for a thrilling final term here at Windy Hill. The Bendigo Pioneers edged in front late in that third term. They are 6-8-44, leading Gippsland 6-5-41. It's been an entertaining game of football. Can the Pioneers get over the line, or will Gippsland, as they have done when the pressure gets on, they seem to find a way to get to goal?
They do, and we were talking last weekend, or last Sunday we were up there at Bendigo, and I was talking to Stephen Sharp off air before the game started, and he mentioned that they've only been beaten by 7 points here and 6 points there against Calder and Western, and at teams that are winning, they've been very, very good, and they're just starting to get a bit of execution in that. And they've finished the quarters off well, which says a bit for their fitness as well. So again, we said they did get the first goal of the second half, and gee, if they can get the first goal of the last quarter here, who knows what will happen.
Their belief seems to have grown as each goal has been kicked, and just special mention to Thompson Dow with the composure to kick that goal to put them in front. I mean, that's the team lifter, and I feel like they've certainly raised the bar with their pressure and ability to hit targets as well.
As the fans make their way off the ground, players get back into position. Looks like Hayes is starting in the middle for the Gippsland Power in this final term. Spent most of the day off half-back. Just trying to see whether Atley's gone into the middle for Bendigo. Can't quite spot him.
I think they're keeping him up forward.
So Bendigo, can they get their second win of the TAC Cup season, or will Gippsland come over the top? Final term about to get underway. Here's Phil Crooks.
The ruckman fly, ball hits down. Trying to get the ball out for Gippsland. It's a scrubbing kick, but Flynn Perez is going to drive it inside 50. Vaz might have got a shove in the back there too as he led for the ball. Gippsland clear out wide. Noah Wheeler, he's all over it. Handball's in, looking for Atley. Ball in dispute. They drag it in underneath them, and the umpire will come in and ball this up. We are 45 metres out from the Bendigo goal. Umpire throws it in the air. Tap down. Bendigo trying to work it backwards. They get it on to Fitzgerald. He kicks to the harder 50. The big men fly. Rhodey's the first one after it. He needs a kind bounce. He gets it. He works inboard. Now they need a bit of composure. They kick! Oh, Albione, Riley Ironside. Fantastic point. The video man told me it was touched off the boot. Those bloody video people. They ruined the game. It was much better when we just took the goal umpires thing.
No sense of occasion.
No, none whatsoever. 6-9-45 to 6-5-41. Would have been an exciting start to the last quarter. Now Gippsland, they run off half-back. Hume, sweeping handball. The kick, they're looking for Beck. It goes out wide. Good bump by Flynn Perez, and he wins the footy back. Great work, Flynn. He kicks up and finds Joe Atley. Atley, there are a couple of kicks out from goal. Bendigo, he kicks to the hot spot. The big men fly. Trying to get forward. Rhodey, gee, he's been good. Atley kicks, comes over the back, off hands, close to the boundary line. Gippsland keep it in. They're going to work it across. Hume takes it. He's on the left boot. Floating footy. It's in a bit of dispute. They take it. Lovely pickup. Runs his full distance. Kicks to the top of the 50. Smith, 2 bites of the cherry. Now he's going to get it back. No, intercept handball. We're just inside the 50-metre arc, and that will be a ball up. We are 2.5 minutes into this last quarter. Bendigo lead by 4.
I'll tell you what, Flynn Perez has started this final term on fire. Ball up, centre half forward for the Gippsland Power. They need to just have a little steadier because they're under enormous pressure. Bendigo able to extract it. Patterson flew, couldn't bring it in. Atley follow the ball. Goes inside, attacking 50 with the kick. Power unable to claim the mark. Rhodey coming through, almost the intercept. They do get it. Atley with the ball in his hands at half forward. Pops it over the top. Ironside. Just to the left-hand side. Minor score. They've got 2 in this final term. 6-10-46. Plays 6-5-41 on the NG scoreboard. Power bring it quickly back into play. Not the greatest of kicks. There's an opportunity here. They go inside attacking 50. Bouncing ball. Looking for Hodge. Takes it now. Puts it towards the top of the square. Smith got a hand to it.
That's 50 metres too. Can't do that.
No.
Hate to be technical, but you can't kick the ball away once it's gone through, even though it went into a net.
No, and it was well beyond the line too.
Yeah.
Well after it had occurred. Minor score for the Gippsland Power. They trail by 4 points. Pioneers bring it in. High ball, looking for Perez. Great mark. On half-back, Flynn Perez for the Bendigo Pioneers. Started this final term in blistering form.
Vaz.
Full grab.
Great passage of play here for Bendigo. They've got the ball centre wing broadcast side. Vaz Puts it long inside, attacking 50. Contest, no mark claimed. Hurried kick on the boot by Kemp. Goes in towards the forward pocket.
Bang.
Hayes in pursuit, got claimed. They're under all sorts of pressure here, the Gippsland Power. They get it to Gown on half-back. A dinky kick. It's okay. Hume was a little bit indecisive and now goes to the steadier in Hayes.
Hayes, just steady it up, steady it up, steady it up. He kicks laterally. He's found his teammate in Van der Ply. They've got him bogged up here a bit, Bendigo. Ball comes out wide. Marked, dropped there by Baldy, but he's good enough to get it.
Oh.
Good smother by Ironside. Gippsland still working well. Mark spilt. Wheeler comes in. He can smell a kill here. He can smell a kill and he gets it.
Oh, wonderful pressure.
Saw a big opportunity to lay a tackle. Came in there and took it. Used a bit of petrol in doing so. Noah Wheeler. The left footer.
Whoa.
Long driving kick. Goes out wide. Perez. 2 bites of the cherry. He gets caught in the tackle. Dispossessed. Umpire will come in and ball this up. Half forward flank. Windy Hill, Brewster Street or northern side of the ground. Right in front of the cricket nets. We're 6 minutes into this last quarter. Bendigo lead by 3 points. Johnson, little double-hander. Hayes caught close to the boundary line. Over the boundary line, out of bounds. McHale sees it over.
Matt mentioned before that Flynn Perez was on fire in this last quarter. So is Jacob Atley. He has come alive. 4 kicks, 2 marks and a handball in this last quarter so far.
Just a kick off the contest on the centre wing at the moment is Atley. Ball brought to the deck. Power try to extract it. Just bobbles around. Baldy, hurried kick on the boot. Into Atley's hands, gets a handball back to Shishko, who's back on the ground. That's positive signs. Atley flattened after he got rid of the kick. The umpire said it was okay. The poor kick, though, goes down the throat of Van der Ply. Goes into the middle. Risky kick. The mark will be paid to Hourigan. And he'll be forced to come back over the mark.
No advantage paid.
As there's a player just in the hands of the trainer just to our left on the half forward flank for the Pioneers, who have the mark. Guess who? Flynn Perez?
Cool.
No. Free kick going the way of Gippsland. They centre the ball to Patterson. Patterson on his right boot. It's a low trajectory kick towards the top of the 50-metre arc. Rhodey might have got a shove. They're under all sorts of pressure once more. Gippsland. Hume's taken into the turf by Tillig, and Rouse will get a ball up just on the edge of the cricket pitches here at Windy Hill. 7.5 minutes gone, final term on the Technica time clock. It's a 4-point lead in favour of the Bendigo Pioneers. Power going forward. Hot footy inside, attacking 50. Shelton chasing after it. Got crunched. Has support. Wheeler on half back. Cute kick, almost effective. Didn't pay off. Again, just ricocheting around half back. Hodge goes in over the top. Handball fired out now. Young has to go backwards to Gown. Not the greatest of kicks. He's turned it over. Worm kicks it towards the half-back flank on the broadcast side. Beck pushed his opponent off the footy. They work the ball by hand to Young. High ball, top of the goal, square. Smith unable to take the mark. Josh Smith. And another minus score for the Gippsland Power. They're 6-7-43.
Not one player from both teams are willing to shirk a contest in this last quarter.
Up they go. Mark not taken. Spilt. Beck. Good hands. Gippsland.
Ooh.
Ball just shoveled up. Again. It's a quick kick. That'll go close. That's out of bounds on the full by Van der Ply.
And 50.
And 50 metres.
There's a bit going on off the ball between Brock Smith and Oscar Perez that's resulted in a bit of a melee happening over here right in front of us.
There's a lot going on.
The field umpire just comes in to say, no more la-di-da, boys. Bendigo, big kick to half forward. Bit of work for Wheeler. They all went up there in Gippsland, and they stayed down this time, Bendigo. McHale, handballs into the path. Ball in dispute. Attlee, been good, gets it to McHale. McHale kicks. They need a mark. The big men fly. It drops to the front of the pack. They've got a little handball out the back to Flint Perez. He's using the socket. Now they go, Roddy! Your little beauty, Bendigo. They've got that one through. Jeremy Roddy. They're at the right side at the back of the pack there, and they put through their 7th. 7 goals, 9, 51. They lead Gippsland 6-7-43 on the NG scoreboard. 10 minutes in on the Technica time clock. Special comments for Cowboys cash and carry.
Pressure, pressure, pressure in the forward 50. That's how that goal was kicked. And Bendigo certainly up the ante with their pressure.
I'll just go to our scoreboard video cameraman. Is it 51 or 52? Just to get that check. 52, yep, that's what I've got on my scoreboard as well. So, ball up, secondary ball up in the middle. Beck works it by hand. He almost got it back. Beck keeps it in front of himself. He's under pressure from Ironside. Has support now in Motton, who puts it inside, attacking 50. Pioneers, though, with the mark inside defensive 50. They go wide with the kick. And the mark taken out there by Attlee. He's on half back. Will pop it short. Not the distance, according to the umpire. High ball towards the centre wing. Power take the intercept. They'll come short to Beck. Centre wing out of side. Gippsland have got to get on their bike. Beck decide to go sideways. Power of a mark on the outer side. They go down the boundary line. Contest. Is it seen over? Stays in play momentarily. Pepper doing the work. Soccers it off the ground. Vacant space in the pocket. Smith came out to meet it. Couldn't take it. Hodge coming through. Handball over the top. Williams knocks it out of play for the Bendigo Pioneers. Will throw it in. Forward pocket. Outer side for the Gippsland Power. They trail 6-7-43. Bendigo Pioneers 7-10-52 on the NG scoreboard. 12 and a half minutes in on the Technica time clock.
It's now the Gippsland Power that are struggling with that kick inside 50 due to the Bendigo Pioneers' pressure.
Neither ruckman can get a hand to it. Kicked straight 20 metres up, 20 metres down, and is over the boundary line and out of bounds, where the famous... There was a little projection. I'm on a bad angle. Where the famous Showers Pavilion used to be. In that pocket of the ground. Seen in all the old footage of replays from Windy Hill. Now Wallace. 50 metres again. These are costly on a day like today. He did crowd him over the mark too. Bendigo. They lead, we believe they lead by 9. Is that right?
Yes.
Stick with that. Okay, Bendigo. Oh, lovely measured kick. They kick inside 50. The big men fly. No one can take it. Rhodey again. Gets the handball to Wheeler. Oh, neat as a pin. Absolutely. Footy 101. Kicked it round the corner. That is Noah Wheeler's first goal.
Yep.
And that will be Bendigo's 8th. They move on, we believe, to 8 goals 10, 58 to 6-7-43 on the NG scoreboard. And we're 14 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
How good have the small forwards been for the Bendigo Pioneers in the last quarter? Just they seem to have the wheels that are going to get them across the line.
And I'm nominating that for an AFL Draft Central Goal of the Day contender. Beautiful work from Wheeler. Has Been one of the best for the Pioneers as they try and work the ball forward once more. Beck cut it off. Handball over the top. Baldy flicks it to the outer side. Hayes was sitting underneath it. He takes the mark. Brings the ball inboard. Mark taken here by Smith. This is Brock. High ball. Pack flies. No one was able to bring it in. Handball backwards to Patterson. Pops it on the boot. Good mark taken here by Pepper. And now he's got the pressure on his shoulders. He's on a tight angle. Will have to kick it from about 45 metres out. It's a badly needed goal. 15 minutes into the final term on the Technica time clock. Harrison Pepper comes in, drifting left, falls short, mark in the goal square. He hasn't had the best of terms, Josh Smith. This time, though, he puts it through. 7-7-49 Gippsland Power move to Bendigo Pioneers 8-10-58 on the NG scoreboard, approaching 16 minutes in the final term on the Technica time clock, Siobhan.
Down one end, the Bendigo Pioneers small forwards are doing all the damage, and for the Gippsland Power, it's their talls. They seem to be taking really strong marks and converting from tight angles and directly in front in this case.
Excellent point. Keating versus Gown, the 223s. There's a whistle.
Another free kick in the back.
Power. No, Bendigo. Player infringing the centre square.
Noah Wheeler.
He's got to give it to the ruckman.
Got to give it to the ruckman, who gives it to Williams.
Ooh.
Under pressure. He kicks to the top of 50. Man in front. Can't take it. McHale gets a handball. It's errant. Oh, now they're running through the middle through Hayes. Sweeping handball. Rocker Gibraltar comes over the top. Good work there by Flynn Perez. Now we've got Dow. Kick, tackle, Wheeler.
Aggressive tackle.
Chaos ball in the middle of Windy Hill. Wheeler on the left boot. Kicks forward. Oh, courage personified there by Gippsland. Fantastic mark taken there by Hourigan. He kicks out wide. It's marked by Perez, who kicks on the left boot. Although it's Perez up there, that was Wallace. Ball comes off the hands of the pack. Now this is Flynn Perez. He's on the corner of the centre square. He's a kick and a half out. It's a long driving kick, and the mark is taken on the chest of Kemp, who has marked this 20 metres out, 75-degree angle. He's kicking to the school end or the eastern end of Windy Hill.
193 centimetres, 76 kilos, so certainly not a small forward for the Bendigo Pioneers. Great mark.
He read it very well. He comes in, Brodie Kemp. Drop punt, and he's got that. That's straight through the middle. Big answer for the Pioneers. They move on to 9 goals, 10, 64. Gippsland a 7-7-49 NG scoreboard. Just gone past 18 minutes on the Technica time clock.
Went back, trusted his set shot routine. Looked like it was fading to the right, but snuck in for a great goal.
Yeah, up and about the Bendigo Pioneers. I think another one would just put it beyond the Gippsland Power.
I think so. They're playing well enough.
Got to get a goal out of this passage of play here, Gippsland. They don't win the tap, but they'll win the clearance through Hayes. High ball inside, attacking 50.
Strike me pink.
Great courage there by Jackson Williams. And a 50-metre penalty. And
I wouldn't argue with him either, because he'll give you another 50.
Left himself wide open there. Magnificent courage.
And the wind has certainly been knocked out of him. He's looking to
use
give the
your full
handball
50
off.
there, Jackson. He had about another 15 metres he could have got then.
It's only really a 25-metre advantage.
But have you? If I just got hit by a semi-trailer, I'm sure I'd be thinking straight as well. No criticism.
He's coming from the ground too. Nick Williams.
Jackson
Williams. Ball thrown in on the half-forward flank for the Pioneers. Out the back of the pack. Hurried kicked on the boot there from Johnson. Inside attacking 50. No one was able to claim the mark. Crummers, Camp, high ball. It's going to land in the goal square.
Oh!
An AFL Draft Central goal of the day contender. Kemp gets his second. Pioneers are home.
I think the footy gods willed that one through. That bounce was absolutely phenomenal.
10-10-70 plays, 7-7-49 on the NG scoreboard. Under 5 minutes left on the clock in the final term. Pioneers up and about.
That was great reward. That is Kemp's second goal, Brodie Kemp, and a better goal. He will be a long time before he kicks a better goal. Ball in the middle. We're 20.5 minutes into this last quarter. Ball in dispute in the middle of the ground. Quick kick by Gippsland. They go forward. Mark taken here by Skinner. Plays on. Caught. Holding the ball. Everything's going right for Bendigo today. 50 metres again.
Their intensity is still up completely.
And William Wallace will take the resultant free kick. Might have got a bit shortchanged on the 50 metres as well.
Have a shot.
William Wallace, winner of the mark of the round last week. Hotly disputed by Braden Vaz today. William Wallace comes in.
Ooh.
It's off the side of the boot. It's going to land. Pack flies. Now they clear it. Good work by Gippsland. They find Pepper. He plays on straight away. Time the enemy of Gippsland. He's in the middle. Oh, good defence. Worked underneath it. Now the long kick up forward. It's in the pocket. Bounces over the boundary line and out of bounds. 70 plays 49, 21 points the difference, 22 minutes into the last quarter here at Windy Hill. Bendigo lead.
Power have it inside attacking 50. Yeah. Last roll of the dice. And even then it's going to be tough. Thrown in. Hurried kick on the boot from Baldy is across the face. Just sneaks in for a minor score. 20-point lead to Bendigo on the NG scoreboard. 22.5 minutes gone, final term on the Technica time clock. Pioneers will take it to the outer side. It's a long roost of a kick. Comes to ground. Flynn Perez coming through. Gets it to centre half forward. Oh, tell you what, there's been a couple of great courageous acts in this term. Henkel with another. Took the mark at centre half back. Pioneers player down in a bit of strife. Ball at half forward for Gippsland. Just bobbling around, thrown out of the contest. Rhodey will get there first. Has support over the top. Pepper applies the bump. Wallace up against the boundary line. He's tackled by Young. Hodge sees the ball over the boundary line and out of play. And the player that was down was Noah Wheeler at centre half forward. Has come off a little worse for wear, but he's had a sensational game.
He has. Ball to be thrown in. 50 plays 70. As the boundary umpire throws it in. About a minute and a half to go. Bendigo looking at their second win of the season. And a little bit of feeling amongst the boys from the bush, Siobhan.
I think so. There's been quite a few.
Little spot fires, little scuffles.
Yeah, definitely.
They'll get the memo during the week.
Demonstrating.
Now Bendigo just trying to kill the clock a bit here. Rhodey, last line of defence, goes into the back pocket. Kemp goes in short. Oscar Perez, Flynn Perez finds James Shishka. It's centre half back. Shishka going to square it out to the grandstand or commentary side of the ground. Comes off fist and it's over the boundary line and out of bounds. Right in front of us here. Great commendation to the crew looking after the pitches today, Sally and Peter. They've been working very well in cool conditions, a lot cooler than what we are in here, quite comfortable in the box. Bringing you these great pitches. We hope there's plenty of people, plenty of family and friends up in Bendigo as the siren sounds to bring Bendigo's second win of the season. They win it 10-70 to the Gippsland Power 7-9-50 on the NG scoreboard.
What a magnificent all-round game from the Bendigo Pioneers. They'd be so happy with their efforts today. And so should the Gippsland Power. They played really, really well. But I think the Bendigo Pioneers just wanted it a little bit more. And especially in that last quarter, they just kept the pressure and tackling and chasing. And it was a really good all-round performance by the Pioneers.
It certainly was. And Matthew is making his way. Can you hear me, Matt?
I can hear you.
You're coming through absolutely beautifully.
Trying to work my way through the maze here at Windy Hill.
Well, we'll be able to pick up if you're in the rooms, are you, Matt?
No, just allowing one of the trainers to walk past me.
Okay.
Now I'm on the turf.
Perfect work there. The goal kickers, before you pick out your players you're going to interview, for Gippsland, 2 to Jack Hume, 2 to Marcus Toussaint, and 1 to Trent Baldy, Josh Smith and Brock Smith. And for the victors, the Bendigo Pioneers, 2 to Kemp, 2 to Dow, 2 to Vaz, and 1 each to Keating, Brown, Rhodey and Noah Wheeler. And down on the ground for AFL Victoria is Matthew Cox, and he's speaking to Noah Wheeler.
You've got a bit of a rouse up there from the guys. Great victory today and great performance. Well done.
Yeah, good win to get the second win really with the boys. I reckon half of these boys didn't bloody play round one, so it's going to be our second time singing the song, and going to be 3 boys around the outside and the rest in the middle. So real good win. Happy to get the win and get back on the winners list. So hopefully that'll change our season. Like, haven't had too many wins, so really looking forward to like what's coming. A heap of good young blokes in there. So.
What does it mean to get a win like that with so many young players in the side? You haven't played a lot of footy together throughout the course of the season, so to get a good win as well today, what does that mean for the group?
Oh, it's just like really unbelievable. Like, there's so many young blokes in there, and like now, like it's just so much like you can see that everyone trusts each other, and like you can see like we haven't played much together, but there was a lot in that game from different to our other games that there's so much trust in the group, within the group, and now leading forward we've got a whole lot of young blokes, so I'm loving it. So
good performance from you today. You kicked a good goal in that final team and laid a pretty crucial tackle early in the last quarter down here on the centre wing. You had a great performance through the midfield. You're pretty much everywhere.
I don't know, just trying to do my bit really for the boys, so yeah, not too much really, so team effort.
What do you look forward now to for the remainder of the season? Does this give you a bit of confidence and a bit of a spark?
Definitely, like the boys are just going to be excited to keep moving forward and see what's going on. Like, it's going to be a lot of changes now at Pioneers, I reckon. Like, Gippsland are obviously a really good side, so just I reckon get on the track Tuesday, Thursday and just keep leading into it. So.
And your own performance goals for the remainder of the year?
Oh, just keep playing footy. Just, I know you can't control what happens, so it is what it is, really.
Well, congratulations. You had a blinding game today from our point in the commentary box. Well done.
Cheers, thank you.
See if you can grab one more for us, Matt.
Do you mind if you grab Lynn Perez for me? Yep.
And the boys giving him a bit of a razz out here. And he's getting a bit of a wrap-up. And down on the ground for AFL Victoria is Flynn Perez speaking to Matthew Cox.
Flynn, I thought you were one of the standout players in that last quarter. You really took the game on, got it going for the Pioneers. Were you instructed to do that at three-quarter time?
Yeah, I think it was just really important. Coming into the last quarter, you got to really just run the game out, and thought I positioned myself well to allow like those inside 50s and stuff, so yeah, it was pleasing to get the win.
What was it like when you got your noses in front just before three-quarter time?
Yeah, it was a good feeling. Like, obviously we've had a tough year, being bottom major, just getting smacked every week. But the under 17s boys did really well this year, and it was pleasing to get the win.
Being one of the younger guys in the side to get the second win of the season, how much confidence does that give you? Yeah,
it gives us a lot of confidence, especially like we had 17 bottom age kids in this year, this week. So to see that we've come out and got the win, it's exciting for next year and the rest of the season. So very happy.
What are the areas of the game that you're looking at to improve from a personal point of view?
Oh, just fitness. So just got to get to that elite level to go to the next step, but just continuing my my strengths and also working on my weaknesses. But it's very pleasing to get the result.
Given that last quarter, I don't think you've got too many weaknesses. Well done, mate. Go and celebrate with the boys.
Later. Thank you.
Good stuff, Matthew. They're pretty happy, the boys. The boys from Bendigo are back in town. It'll be. It's always touch and go whether we can get the song.
I'll tell you what, we'd be trying whether you could hear it or not. I reckon this is going to be a belting song.
It is, and I'm only going on memory. I can't remember calling a Bendigo victory, so this is a good occasion. And as Siobhan said in the wrap-up there, Gippsland weren't completely out of it either. They were in front, everything up to just at the last quarter.
They were 23 points in front late into the second quarter. So what
23 points up?
Yep.
Gee.
What
that's
a comeback
fantastic.
from the Pioneers. Well-deserved win.
I've got my fingers crossed here we can pick this up. It's always hard when they go in under the stand.
How you going? Can you still hear me?
Loud and clear.
Right, we're good.
Beautiful connection. That's what footy is all about. Matthew?
Yep.
Can you see Stephen Sharp anywhere?
Hang on, I'll go back. I did spot him when I was coming off the ground. If I find him, I'll have a chat to him.
If you just grab him quickly, we're a little bit against the clock, but I just say if you can see him quickly and get a couple of words, that'd be great.
I've spotted him. Steve, do you mind having a quick word? You are live.
Thank you.
Great performance from the group today.
Oh, really good, yeah. Look, we've been building to this. 3 weeks ago, we played 3 games ago against Western Jets and got beat by 7 points. So we saw some real changes in the way we're playing as a team. So today was a good reward for that.
And considering you've got so many young players in the side as well, they all lifted, especially heading towards that three-quarter time when they just got that sense and the noses in front. Everyone lifted, and that final term was a thriller for you guys.
Yeah, look, really do. It's great when you have an injection of new boys in the team, and I think we've had about 7 in the last 2 games. So, really excited for them, and they played really well, and again, playing well as a team. So, we're really happy. We know it's a development program, but certainly... out of breath here, running up the stairs. But certainly, a win's going to really help them and galvanise them a bit. I think we all like to win, no matter what program or competition we're in. So, it's really good.
And for you personally, to see the group finally get some reward for effort?
Yeah, look, really pleasing. I mean, there's a lot of work done in the background by a lot of people, and all our volunteers and all our staff that every week work tirelessly, and it's a great reward for them as well. Yeah.
Congratulations on the win. We better let you go and do the debrief.
Terrific. Good on you. Thanks, mate. Okay. All the best.
Good work.